That's
Nice.
that's the way I think.
You've been kind of known. I mean, like the ChatterBait has been a staple for you, even back when you were fishing FLW. You were making good checks back in the day.
Yep.
Maybe talk about your setup. Like, what do you like for rod, line, gear ratio? What's your favorite trailers?
Yep. So for me, for the most part, I use an 893 NRX. It's a 7.5, basically a medium heavy rod. That's what I like to throw ChatterBait on. They've got in the IMX Pro line, they've got an actual like ChatterBait specific rod coming, and it's a 7.4, so similar ballpark, maybe a little bit softer tip, which will be great. But I use that 893. That's like my do everything, my favorite rod. I use it for football jigs. The football jigs I throw, the Z-Man one, a couple others that some buddies have made for me. I don't like a big flipping hook in it. I like just like that 604 gammy. That's it's a strong hook, and with fluorocarbon you'll never open it up. But I like to use floral, so I don't want to use like the big, like some football jigs come with like a flipping hook in them, and I don't really like that. Just because on a long cast you're going to have a hard time, penetrating, especially on a big fish. Chatterbaiting, I pretty much only ever use 20-pound fluoro. Sometimes I'll use braid, like down in Florida, if you're kind of forced to around a lot of grass. And they make one. Like I use the jackhammer a lot, but to be honest, I've caught more fish and the one that I use the most is the ChatterBait Custom, and it's one they make for Tackle Warehouse. Yep, that's it. That thing, honestly, catches fish, but the attachment on it, and you can show everyone, Rich, is it's a wire connector, so you can't open it up. Like if you use the jackhammer with braid, you'll open up the snap. You got to use fluorocarbon. That thing you can use on braid, and it's a good bait. I gave one to Chris Johnston at Okeechobee, and he was fishing in a big group with a bunch of guys, and he smoked everyone with a 3/8 black and blue, that ChatterBait Custom. And
it's got a really good hook in it.
Yeah,
it's got the bait keeper, a single bait keeper, which some people say they cut the second keeper off jackhammers. They think it tears up baits more than it helps. I don't know. And you got a lot of them are these blacked out kind of blades. I don't know, like for the money, I'll throw this, especially if everybody in the area I know is throwing a jackhammer. I'll whip out the Custom to show them something different. So
no, it's got a little bit different vibration, but that one catches fish. And I hate that because a lot of my buddies up here, and I have a good friend that has a tackle shop here, and I tell these guys that, and but that's the only place you can get it is from
Tackle Rough. I think they're $8.
Yeah, I think maybe $6.99 even. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good bait, and a little bit if you're fishing, like in Minnesota where we got a lot of pike, and it's probably a better option. Yeah,
for sure. Like it has a place, 100%. Now, what did you say? What trailers you like on your
I pretty much only use the Razor Shed, which is Z-Man's. I got one up here.
Sure.
That's their ChatterBait trailer, and I don't know. At that Harris Chain tournament, I finished second, throwing a white ChatterBait there, and I was using, I had the Lake Fork, the Yamamoto. The Z-Man wasn't sponsoring me. This was the one I did the best with, and that's a shad colored one, but it's a segmented, similar to the Lake Fork, good profile. It's got a pretty thick body, so it doesn't ever tear off. And I mean, you can put that on and a dab of glue, and throw that. Your skirt will get ripped off the ChatterBait before this thing will. And they have it in all the different colors to match whatever bait it is. But if you haven't tried it, not that many guys use these, and it honestly catches fish. That's the one that I use. It fits on the baits. It looks good.
So it's an Elastec. Do you see any difference in like keeping your bladed jig down with that versus something that's got more salt or heavier, or not really
No, but I mean, I do. I never really thought of that because it is a big chunk of plastic. But for the most part, I always use a 1/2 ounce, and we've got the 3/4 ounce models now. If you do want to, like at Harris Chain, I used a 1/2 ounce in that tournament, and a lot of the fish I was catching were in like 8, 10, even 12 feet of water. Like they were out there, and I just would let it get down, and then I'd start. I was doing more like pumping it than actually just straight reeling it.
Mm-hmm.
There would be holes in the hydrilla, and that's where, I had times where I found a hole where they were at, and like you could just sit there and catch them like cast after cast, and they would just like smash the thing. It was pretty awesome.
Very cool. Nice. Yeah, cool.
So, but yeah, 20-pound fluoro, and I use a 7-to-1, reel, a Metanium, Shimano Metanium, or a Bantam. Corrado is a good reel too, and I just use a 7-to-1 for pretty much everything. And I know a lot of guys like a little bit slower reel, a 6.3 maybe, but I just use a 7-to-1. I use it for everything, and you just kind of get a feel for it, and just maybe reel it a little bit slower, and
Yeah, awesome, cool.